Alright. Time to roll the camera. Oh, I don't need the light though. Time to roll the camera though. So, Austin, Texas was cool. I want to go back. I'm going to go back again. That place is worth visiting twice. You got to go twice because you're never going to get to it all in one visit. But it was very cool. Went to Austin City Limits studio. I did not go to the original studio, which is where I thought I was going. But I wanted to see the original stage and everything because it's still sitting there the way it was the day they stopped filming there. But I saw the studio they've been filming in the last 25, 30 years. Got a tour of it. It was really cool. It was pretty cool. Willie Nelson, God willing, he'll be doing his, 50th anniversary show of Austin City Limits next year. And I'm sure he will, God willing. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the current situation. And the current situation is this. As I'm driving, I just got in, and I know where half-assed where I'm going here, so I don't need the map right now, but so I figured I'd roll the camera for a bit. First thing I hear on the radio when I get in, President Biden is erasing $9 billion of student loans are being erased. I mean, for those of you who believe that, or are like, yay! Like, how did you get to be so dumb? I mean, why are you so stupid? You have to ask yourself that question. You know, why are you so stupid? Because there is no erasing $9 billion worth of student loans. And I just released a short talking about it. So what happens is that $9 billion is going to get rolled into the fucking budget that they're threatening to shut down the government because the United States apparently can't pay its fucking bills now. You know? So this isn't erasing $9 billion worth of student loans. This is adding $9 billion to the taxes you and I and everybody else are going to pay, including the people who owe those loans, although they'll pay a fraction of it, a tiny fraction of it. But here's the other question, is like, why should I pay for your fucking student loans? Why should you pay for my student loans? I don't have any student loans personally. But if I did, would it be cool if I just came up and said, hey man, why don't you pay my student loans for me? I'll just consider it erased. Okay? I mean, what the fuck? And I guess even worse sometimes when you think about it is, what about the people who paid their student loans? What about the really, really frugal, budget friendly people who had a shit ton of student loans and just worked their ass off for several years to get it all paid off, you know? They just kept throwing as much money as they could to get it paid off, and they were like, fucking yes. You know, it's paid off, thank God. Don't have that hovering over my head. What about them? They're sitting back right now going, fuck. Shouldn't have fucking paid it at all. So, I don't know how people become so dumb to believe that, they're just going to erase $90 billion in student loans, because there's no possible way that can happen. In the United States, the last thing, I mean, this is a fucking funny part about you Democrats. You would think this is the last thing the United States needs right now, is to add another $9 billion to the budget, where they're threatening to shut the government down right now because fucking Biden's giving out $200 billion to Ukraine to fight a war that it's just, that we're also, by the way, just so you know, we're also paying Putin to stay in the war as well, by way of buying fucking oil from him. It's just so fucked up. You get into this stuff and it's just like, it's a fucking game. It's stupid. It really is. And, you know, and this current president that's in office right now does not, listen, if you're a working class or middle class person like myself, this current president in office cannot even relate to you a little, not on any level whatsoever. He's been a lifetime politician. He's been bought and paid for decades ago. His family has enriched themselves off of different scams and everything else that have gone on for decades. He doesn't give a shit about anybody in the United States. He doesn't give a shit about the American people. He doesn't even have a definition of, President Biden, define the American people. Define the average American person. What's the average American person do every day, in your opinion? What's your definition of that? He can't. He doesn't know. Even if he had his fucking senses, he wouldn't be able to come up with an answer. And if it did, he'd come up with such an appalling answer, you would have never voted for him in the first place. So here we go. You would think it's the last thing the United States needs right now is to throw another fucking $9 billion into a budget that they can't pay, and they're threatening to shut down the government for right now. Which, hey, listen, I happen to agree with the Republicans on this one. We need spending cuts big time. And you know what? Starting with the new one, $9 billion of fucking student loan forgiveness. Pay your goddamn bills, man. What the fuck? Pay your fucking bills, dude. You wanted to get the fucking stupid ass degree in trannyology or whatever the fuck it is you went for. Pay your fucking bills. Some people went and, they got good degrees that are actually useful. A lot of people went and did that, And why should they, the ones that paid their bills off, why should they have to fucking, shouldn't they get a check? Shouldn't President Biden be issuing them a refund check on their fucking student loans? This shit's irritating. And then the other day, I've got my little RC cars that I mess with, whenever I think about it. And they take that nitro fuel, right? They're nitro cars. So I went to the hobby shop to grab a quart of nitro fuel. Well, first off, they didn't have any quarts on the shelf. They only had gallons. So there's 4 quarts in a gallon, right? You know how much they wanted for a gallon of that shit? $70. And I'm like, wait a minute. So, $70, all right. But I'm betting you guys probably want fucking $30 for a quart if you're charging $70, even though that math doesn't work out. That's just how this particular hardware is. And so I get online, and sure enough, Amazon, boom, dude, people are selling it $35 a quart, $34.99, right? And I'm looking around, and the cheapest I could find on any site that people go to, like Amazon or different eBay, wherever, it was like $35. Until even Traxxas' website was $35. Until I go to this RC shop, and he's in Minnesota, and he's got fucking quarts all day long for fucking $12.99. And I'm like, no shit. And he's got fucking glow plugs, which they take glow plugs. He's got glow plugs all day long for $6.99, where you can't get them on Amazon right now. The good ones you can't get for less than fucking $12 a piece. He's got them for $6.99. He's got his quarts of nitro fuel for $12.99. Okay? So how is it all these other people have to charge $34, $35 to make a profit? Explain that shit to me. Because I guarantee you this guy's not losing money, and he's not had the shit on the shelf for years and years and years, because I just came in the mail today. It's brand new fucking bottles. So what the fuck? And this is what they call fakeflation. And it's been going on since before even Biden took office. Even in the last year of Trump, I went to, because I'm into boats, so I went to the marina, and I just happened to notice that there was parts on the shelf that had been there for they got 30 years of fucking dust on top of them, right? All of a sudden now they're 3 times what they used to be. Like, what the fuck is that? So, I know these guys pretty well. I said, what the fuck is that? Well, how is that? Oh, you can't buy them anymore. What are you talking about, dude? You can buy that shit anywhere. But even the shit you can buy anywhere is 3 times as much anymore. People have marked this shit up because they can get away with it. Okay? Now, there's certain stuff that, there's just nothing you can do about it. Inflation is affecting the price of it. It's affecting the cost of it. It's called bad policy. We knew we were going to suffer from some inflation with the quantitative easing that the government did during COVID. We knew that was coming. But President Trump's administration had a plan to deal with that so that it wouldn't fucking hurt us the way it's hurting us right now. If the Biden administration gave a shit at all about the American people, they would be coming up with policies so that fucking when you go to the grocery store, it doesn't cost you $150 every time for fucking 2 bags of shit. Yet you've got people out here every day making these stupid videos defending and just, you know, they're so dumb, dude. They're just one way. Oh, look at these fucking Democrats again. Oh, da, da, da. Fucking Republicans. All they know is fucking what they've been told by MSNBC. That's got to be what they do. They just sit there and they watch and listen to their regularly scheduled programming. As I've told you many times in the past, I do not have any regularly scheduled programming. I listen to a couple of key podcasts from some very neutral people like myself, and I take the bits of information I'm interested in. I may research it myself. I do not listen to or watch mainstream media in any shape or form. I don't even watch PBS anymore because unfortunately they've gone all fucking crazy fucking left-wingish. And it's a shame because I still make purchases from PBS because I love public broadcasting. It's not what it used to be, but it was cool back in the day. Like, you could get a show on PBS pretty easily, and now they're just like another big corporation. But they have some pretty cool stuff. Go check out the country music documentary that they have. It's like, dude, go buy it. It's like $40, and it's like 10 one-hour episodes, and it's just awesome. They also have, here we go, UAW guys on the picket line. Here we go. Come on. Yeah. Get it, boys. That is the Wayne Assembly Plant out my window right now. There's the picket lines. UAW on strike. The rest of us are watching the show. These guys right here, they have no idea. They're just clueless. I should go up and interview them. I really should. I don't have time right now. We're going to stop tomorrow and interview some UAW guys and just ask them some questions. I'm going to put together some questions to ask them because I guarantee you, you know, hey, are you guys aware that this plant, this deal's been done for a year? You know, they don't even know how to answer that. And maybe some of them are pretty down to earth, and there are. I'm not knocking everybody that works for UAW. I just think it's a shame that these, you know, working people get fucked over because the big corporations and the UAW, that's all they are. They're just a big corporation. They're not a come on, man. Oh, you thought they were looking out for your needs, your best interests? No, dude. The UAW is just a massive corporation. And when I talk about how I'm pro-union, I am pro-union. I do think that when you have a massive corporation that employs, you know, hundreds of thousands of people, that you should have representation. Having representation is a good idea in the same way that you and I have representation via our president. Our president is supposed to speak for us. The President of the United States. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. He's supposed to speak and act on my behalf, your behalf, you know. So that's what the United States government has just become, another big corporation, just like the UAW. They're just massive corporations. And we're all the little fucking people that nobody gives a fuck about. They act like they care about, you know. Like that fucking brother-in-law you have. You know how you fucking despise them, but you act like you give a shit about them because you're trying to keep the peace. That's all the fucking government does anymore. They act like they give a shit just to fucking try to keep us peaceful. And that, my friend, brings us to this part. Should we really remain peaceful? When January 6th happened, I made a video and I spoke my mind, and I talked about how it was, you know, kind of a disgusting type of thing. But anyway, I probably said, you know, a lot of, you can go back and watch it, January 6th video that I did. at the time, I was appalled at what had happened. Now, of course, we find out that, things were not what they seemed to be. However, my friend, Mr. Elmo B, had left a comment in the comment section. And this is why I tell you guys, don't ever underestimate Mr. Elmo B. That's a smart fucker right there. He had left a comment that said something like, my only regret about that is that they didn't bring their guns with them. And I thought, wow, that's pretty extreme. But after now, what, 2 years has passed now, or whatever it's been, I agree with that. And I could see, now that I've had some time to think about it, see, that's like people like Mr. Elmo B, man, they can see into the future sometimes. And it's not even that they're seeing into the future, they're just seeing right now for what it is. And you know what? Maybe it is time for the people to revolt. Many times in the past, I've said, hey, I don't want a revolution because the bread truck don't show up, the beer truck don't show up. In my case, the coffee truck don't show up during the revolution. But I don't know, man. I think maybe that's where we're headed. And those at the top, our current government leaders, the establishment, they will have created it. If it happens, it'll be them that created it, because it is them who have created all this division. You look back just a few years ago when we had President Trump, who was a man of peace. President Trump was a man of peace. No matter how you slice it, he was a man of peace. Go look at the things he did. Look at the time that Iran, shot down one of our drones. And immediately people were talking about bombing Tehran. And President Trump said, nope, you know what? I don't think I want to go there, because I really think that this might have been a mistake. And sure enough, just maybe 24 hours later, it did come out that it was a mistake, and there was an apology for it. So President Trump got us out of another war, not into another war. And he did that many times during his administration, where he, that was a man of peace. That was a man that was trying to do something for the American people. He really was. And maybe it's just because he needs to be loved and needs to be cheered for. Who gives a shit? I'll take lower taxes. I will take support and encouragement and backing and everything else that goes along with it. If I can make more money and do good by my family and do good for myself and my family, hell yeah, I don't give a shit. I might not cheer for the man, let the others do that. And maybe that's the only reason he's doing it, because he's like a megalomaniac, right? Who gives a shit? At least he was doing it. He wasn't looking to go to war with anybody. He was, look, there's a lot of bad shit you could say about the Trump administration. But all the bad shit you really have to say is about how fucking stupid it was with his tweets. And I said that before, during, and after his administration. He needed to stay the fuck off of Twitter. He's just going to get himself in trouble. And, that shit was stupid. But you go look at the policies that he had in place and he was looking to put into place, and you tell me how he was not a man of peace. You tell me how he was not looking out for the American people. You want to do these videos. Everybody's got their head up their ass. Anybody that's not a Democrat has their head up their ass. Well, there you go. Go pull out one of the Trump administration policies that you don't like and explain to me agree with you. You know, there was definitely some policies that that he put into place that got me really upset. I was really pissed off about it. But nothing like the current administration is doing. Not even close. It's just every fucking day with this administration. Because let's face it, Biden's not running the show. You know? I mean, he's probably lucky to be awake 3 hours a day. And that's sad. That sucks. I feel for him. Not only do I feel for that, you know what? I don't feel for him. Because fuck him. You know, I would like to say, I would like to say that because I'm a human being and I can understand and I know what it's like to lose somebody. But the fucking damage that man has done, the deaths that have occurred because of that man, I mean, when he goes, it's not going to be anything special. He's part of that fucking establishment, along with the Clintons. These are fucking evil people, my friend. Evil fucking people. You've never heard me say that there's not good Democrats out there. There's good Democrats out there. Unfortunately, they're just not in any positions to do any good. Or they're fucking scared half to death that if they open their mouth and say anything against the establishment, they're gonna fucking lose their jobs or whatever else. But it's time, man. It's time people start opening your fucking mouth. You know, open your fucking mouth and have something to say. Whether it's on YouTube, whether I don't like it or, you know, maybe I don't like your video, but fuck, at least you're opening your mouth. Everybody needs to fucking open their fucking mouth and speak your mind. You know, this is where the American people are. Go look at YouTube. You want to see, you know, random American people. I know there's a lot of bullshit on here now, but you know, this is where people are at. Places like this, places like other websites. You know. Anyway, I'm running long here. I'm sure. Yeah, 22 minutes. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I don't know what we'll call this. Current situation and random thoughts. But maybe tomorrow we'll go, well, I don't know if I'm going to have time tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll go and interview some UAW picket line guys. That'd be kind of cool. Peace out. Hey, don't get it twisted.